And if it needs head replacement.
And hair replacements, yes. But that's something wrong with the physical.
Is there a point where I'm informed of what it will actually be?
Well, you can do 450, and then if it ever goes above 450, we would contact you.
Is there any way to see what's on here and decide if I
Unfortunately
want
not.
it? No, right? There's
You have
no
to
way,
start
like,
the process and then usually have to complete it to be able to see what's exactly on the drive. So, whether or not it's worth it
to
is something you have to decide.
assess that on my own. So there's nothing that can be seen right now or determined. Nothing.
Well, we saw that there's bad sectors. He saw that there were bad sectors on it. We just don't know if that's because of platter damage or because of bad heads or because of simply failing firmware. So, I mean, it could be any one of those three things. It's just without knowing if you'd be willing to pay for it, if it was the absolute minimum issue that it could be, there would be no point for us to open it up entirely. So we could technically figure out if it is bad heads, bad platter, or that. It's just if you would, let's say, if you wouldn't approve the lowest common denominator repair it could be, that would be 2 to 4 hours of work for nothing, which just wouldn't make sense. Yeah. So if you said, I would pay for the 450, but not 6, then there would be like a chance that the 2 to 4 hours of work would be worth it. But if you wouldn't approve the lowest thing it could be, then that would just be like a waste of time. Not to be rude about it, but.
Do you know how this kind of thing happens?
Yeah, so the drive spins, and then you have a little thing like a record player. It's like a head that's going to read the data off of it, and
No, I
this
mean,
is
do
all
you know
moving
how
really
this
small.
problem happens?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that like that little arm just eventually gets tired, or just it's mechanical. It's like it's like a chain in a bike or a motor in a car, and eventually maybe sometimes it can crash into the platter that causes platter damage. Then you're screwed. It could be that the head gets damaged, a little piece that's reading the information, in which case you have to replace that, or it could just be that the firmware is bad and it's writing to the incorrect spots. But it's common that it happens after 2 or 3 years, just because it's mechanical,
Yeah.
and they wear out over
That
time.
really sucks. I mean, I would think that this company would offer.
Well, it's not a company thing. It's just the technology in general. Every company that makes a hard drive using that technology is using the same technology, which is just mechanical, and they eventually fail.
Eventually.
Yeah, all of them do.
So
Just
no guarantees.
yeah, it's like somebody making an engine that works for 10 million miles. It's just impossible.
So even these things are not reliable. So you have to constantly transferring.
Yeah, like I keep my stuff on in 2 or 3 places. Just
2 or 3.
yeah, and so if one of them fails, then it's still there.
It's still there. Okay. Thank you very much.
No worries.
For breaking it down. Thank you. I'll decide on that.
problem.
Okay. Thanks.
Have a nice day, guys.
Good night. Bye.
What do you need to signal in there?
Put this in the front.
Oh, why would I put this in
First decoration.
Kevin, why are you giving people question marks? There was a question mark above her head, and it was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's like, wait, why can't you tell what's wrong with it right now? It's because you don't want to fucking pay me. That's why. Just be honest. If you're willing to pay the minimal of the 3 things it could potentially be, then it is worth my time to open this drive. If you're saying, I want to know exactly what is wrong and I don't want to pay you, then I'm not going to waste my time on your fucking data. Like, just don't make the question mark grow. Because I could see like a little question mark folder popping up above her head and blinking and flashing, like an A1534 with dead NAND.
Where'd you want me to place this?
It's like, wait, I want to know why it. Yeah, I'm trying to fucking tell you why it failed. You stupid, stupid bitch. Anyway, but this is why you do customer service, because you're nice. But I need you to not make question marks and be nice.
Yeah.
Your drive is clicking. Fuck off. I'm not fixing it for free. Your drive goes swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Her drive goes swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Your drive goes swoosh. You see what she was trying to do? She was trying to keep asking questions to get you to keep it here, so that then when she called back later, she could bargain the price down and blah, 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 blah.
I was going to keep it either way.
Lewis misinforming customers. I have hard drive alive for 15 years. I didn't say all drives die after 3 years. I said it's usual that you have these failures after 3 years.
I finally came back from Verge's iPhone. Got only 2.
I know people that have had sex and they didn't get an STD, or have a child and they didn't wear a condom. Does that mean that you can never wear a condom and you won't have kids? Some people don't understand the concept of a bell curve.
All about the method.
There's a direct relation between people who don't understand the concept of statistics and a bell curve and probabilities and their lack of brain. Anyway, What do you think of the mid-2015 MacBook Pro 15-inch? Is it worthwhile changing the thermal paste on one? Yeah, kind of, because that one you don't have to take out the entire board. On the new ones, you have to take out the entire board and blah. On that one, you don't have to take out the entire board, so it's kind of worthwhile. Okay. What were we doing before that? Ah, we're picking out random boards to fix. Random. Random. I am a terrible, terrible person. I've had sex with 7 hookers and I don't have an STD. What am I doing wrong? Beard of joy. Probabilities. I didn't say all of them. I said typically if this problem is going to occur, it is going to occur after several years. This person was trying to make the assertion that it's somehow Lacey's fault that a drive that is several years old, that is portable, that is carried around died. No, the onus is on you for not backing up your fucking data. Now don't get me wrong, if it's something like Apple's Error 53, where the phone is in perfectly fine shape, the phone just decides, fuck you, even though I'm in good condition, you don't get your data, that's different. But this is a case of a drive that is several years old, that is portable, dying, and this individual who has no backup trying to say, that damn company, rather than blaming themselves for not backing it up. Like, no. I don't have to like Lacey as a company to be honest with them about the fact that it's your fault for not backing it up. It's the technology. Drives die. Someday we'll have cars that last for 20 million miles and drives that last for 50 years with a 0.0000001% failure rate. But that don't exist yet. That don't exist. How to repair A1534 with a dead SSD. You throw it into an e-waste container and then bash it with a hammer. That's what you do. E-waste container and then you bash it with a hammer. That's a great way to fix them. Someone said Nasara smokes? No way. She doesn't smoke. She's far too smart to smoke. She definitely doesn't smoke. Nasara, do you smoke? You seriously? Sagir, do you still smoke? Ooh, I'll take this one. I'll take this one. Why is this one already taken apart? Oh, you probably fucked up your own computer. I'll take this one.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, it came in like that.
God damn it.
I don't know.
God damn it. What the F did you do?
One of the newer ones too.
Someone said that punching lady smokes. Punching lady.
So many smokers.
All right, we're going to get ourselves started with something that's not miserable. How to repair A1532 with dead CPU. You put it in an e-waste container and then you start bashing it with a hammer. Yeah, e-waste container and bashing with a hammer. You can use any tool, actually. It doesn't have to be a hammer. I just like the hammer, but you can use a metal rod, you can use a pipe, you can use a baseball bat. Okay, let's remember to hit start record this time. Today we're going to be working on an A1466 that has damage. Liquid damage that won't turn on. I have new lighting. Let's see how the new lighting makes the video look. Let's see if it looks any better. And let's see if we can fix this board. So let's open it up and see what's going on with it. Messy desk. Very messy desk. Okay. Much mess. I finally moved the light that I had up front back here. People are not exactly happy because it's in the way, but such is life. Someone says, how do I fix the smashed Jolly Rancher I got with my product in the mail?
Mikey?
That's the fault of Mikey, the shipping person. Mikey!
Which flavor was it, actually?
Which flavor was it that got smashed?
If it was blue, that's absolutely tragic. If it was any other color, who cares, honestly? Probably gonna be no fix. This one.
What?
Screen issues.
Blue.
I wanted to charge him at least $500 to fix it.
Yeah, so are we.
You guys want to pay that?
Yeah, well, so are we. We're going to charge you money to fix it, too. Imagine that.
Little does he know.
They want money. I want money. Oh, well. Give him the bad news, Kevin. Give him the bad news. Break his heart. Break his heart. Crush his hopes and dreams. Put him on hold. Not that.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you unplug it, this model is supposed to run slow. But test it, yeah. If it's not slow, then it's fixed. That's it. Did you see the picture?
What picture?
Show him.
I saw the picture of my little kitty.
Show him.
Is it giver2.jpg?
Wait, did he tell you you can? Was that only to you? Or
He said you could read it.
let me read it. Oh God.
Is it scat pornography?
No.
How did he make that? How did he? Who made that? Was that a fan or was that Paul that made that?
You have one guess. Let's see if he's a good guesser.
Hi.
No.
That's actually not
Paul.
a guess, though.
That's actually a bad guess though.
Hi.
Yeah, because it's a certain person that said something about Lewis's cats before.
Anel.
Anel. You want to send a message to Anel?
We fire?
I thought that was fun.
Okay. So let's
That's
figure.
such a good wait, so why does he suck at board repair if he does that?
Why does he suck at board repair? Does he suck at board repair?
No, he's fine.
Is he? Fire?
No.
Oh.
He keeps somehow dodging that.
Okay, so this MacBook does turn on, except it's missing pads for the keyboard backlight and it's not giving me a light in the charger. As can be seen if we bring over the microscope camera.
That's a bad screen.
Ugh. Ew. What is this?
Put in Olga's name, check cable. Maybe it's cable. If it's not cable, then no fix. Okay.
What?
Okay, give me
What?
Are you hissing? What the fuck?
I'm hissing. Look.
I thought that was him. I'm looking at him. Oh. start with half a pound of flux and...
Okay, now we have to figure out why there's no light on the charger. I have lighting. Let's see what the DC-in cable area looks like.
Hi, how are you? Could you be so kind, just tell me, is this the sort of phone where I could change the battery if I needed to?
Let's see.
Do not know.
One way to find out. You rip it apart, Kevin. That's how you figure it out. Yes, you can.
Okay.
Let's see where you buy the battery. That's the hard part. Okay. Battery. So it is a replaceable battery. Is this an Android phone or something else? Or just like a
It's
normal?
this weird network called Assurance. It's a free network.
UL40BATT. And cell phone replay. Where can I buy the battery? Somebody asks. There's a bunch of people asking, where do you get this battery? Okay.
People
Let's-
asking the same thing.
Yes, so I'm going to search by battery part number and see what shows up. Nothing. Okay, let's try this again. I didn't find it online. This is a Lifeline phone. No one is selling batteries to it. Okay. So this is a phone that has a replaceable battery, and you can take it out. However, nobody sells it, likely because the manufacturer of it's a dick. I'm sorry. I didn't find anything with a quick search of a few sites.
Boy, that's so disappointing.
Very disappointing. Because they actually made it openable, only to not make a battery for it. That's kind of a dick move.
And that's something that's not going to change? I mean, it's not like somebody's going to get them in stock?
I don't know. I'd call the company and ask them. It looks like you can buy this phone online for $24.
Well, if you're a member of this Assurance thing, you get it for free.
Interesting. Yeah, there's somebody selling it for $21. So I'd probably just buy that and take the battery out of it. Hey, there's another person selling it that's with a cracked glass for $16. You could probably buy the phone cheaper than I can buy my phone's battery. Yeah, on eBay, there's people selling this phone for $14 with a battery. So I would here we go, $13. But it's a locked phone, so you just take the bat. Yeah, you technically cannot buy the battery, but you can buy the entire phone for $13, and then take the battery out of that phone. So you have to buy a broken one.
Is there a way you can order that for me and I'll give you the money?
No, these things we don't have a vendor for, so there's no way I can't really order that.
You can't?
No, I can give you a link to it. Can you give him a link to this, Kevin? And print? Actually, I think I could print on my. Let's see if I can print on here. All right, it's printing. Can you give him the thing out of the printer when it comes out, Kevin?
Which one did you go? Did you go to brother?
The brother. Yeah, brother. Okay.
I certainly appreciate you checking on this.
No worries.
This is very nice of you.
We try. We have cookies too. You want a cookie?
No, I have a weight problem. So.
Me too, but I still wind up eating the cookies. But that's why.
If I allow myself a cookie, I go to Venero, and they generally give me a free rugula.
But then they know that you're going to come back for a bunch more later. It's like a drug dealer. And it works.
There's a great deal of logic to what you're saying, but I don't because of my budget and my waistline.
Okay.
So he's getting me like a list of where you can.
I'm getting you a link to where you can buy it, a printout of where somebody is selling that phone for $13. Now, the phone that they're selling is locked, so you can't use it, but you couldn't take the battery out of that one and put it into yours.
And I would need a computer to order this.
Yes.
Thank you so very much.
No worries. You have a good day.
I'm gonna get one of those.
We also have healthy trail mix if you want to watch your weight. Eh? Healthy cranberry trail mix?
Thank you. That I could use. Thank
Here, have some. Chromebook.
Chromebook.
You're thinking of a Chromebook.
You think that's a good choice for somebody with a limited budget?
Yeah, sure. Or just get something used. You don't have to buy something new. Even something 6 or 10 years old will most likely do the most basic things that you need it to do, unless you're playing games or, you know, AutoCADing stuff.
Just Google up used computers?
Yeah, I would think get something like a used ThinkPad. They're really strong and they're kind of made to last, and you can find them on Craigslist all the time for fairly cheaply.
Thank you so very much for your knowledge, information. Thank you.
No worries. You have a good day.
Thank you.
Come back if you ever want more trail mix.
Thank you.
No more cookies, though. Promise. Thank you, Clorox. He's clearly beyond poor, but he said, "I'm sorry for bothering you or wasting your time, which is why I'm happy to spend my time helping him." Whereas when somebody shows up who's old and is like, "I need you to explain this to me," I tell them to get the fuck out. See how that works?
Yeah.
If they're nice and understanding that they're wasting your time, I have no problem helping you. But when you're like, "I need you to walk me through how Windows XP works," like, get the fuck out of here. That reminds me too much of my Italian family. "You have to program my VCR." No, I don't, you fucking prick. Go back to San Benedetto and get the fuck out of my store. Grandma? I shouldn't say that. My grandma was nice. My grandma's friends were evil, but my grandma herself was kind of nice. Sometimes. At least to me. Not to other people. Fairly awful to other people.
When is this? 2011?
You need to program my VCR to record the honeymooners marathon. Yep, and you need to fucking pay me. Or at least make me some good ravioli. Respect your elders. Respect your fucking brain. Learn how to program your own VCR. But I'm not bitter.
Bring more gifts.
Hello to Portugal, everybody. For the people watching from Portugal. You missed a couple of donations from Clorox Bleach. Did I miss anything from Bleach? Store.rossmangroup.com. Don't delay by today. Hey, look, there's a drummer outside. There's a drummer. I heard a drummer. It could just be a homeless person smacking the street with a broom, but...
No, it looks like they're fixing the basement door next door. There's some welding and hammering going on. I wonder what they're doing to the basement. Huh. There you go.
Now, we don't have a green light in the charger. Typically, our corrosion or issue is going to be somewhere in the area of the DC-in connector. The DC-in connector is going to be where PP3V42, the power rail for the one-wire circuit, as well as the actual data lines for the one-wire circuit, are going to travel over to the DC-in board to the chip that allows the charger to talk to the SMC. When the machine is able to turn on, but it's simply not giving you a charging light, it's usually something along there. Unfortunately here, there's no corrosion at all. And unfortunately still, Steve is stealing things from my desk, signaling that it's totally okay that I start stealing heads from his hard drives and using them as mounts on my bicycle. Now, if we take a look at the SMC reset circuit, it's fine. I got that before I realized I could just put the light. Well, I got this mount for the bicycle because I needed something to mount the light to it. But the light actually broke off the bike before Amazon delivered that, which is why I had to rig my bike light mount up. Yeah, so now I have an L bracket for nothing. I'll find use for it.
Can we hit an L in the head with
I'd like to hit an L in the head with it so badly, but it's illegal. It's unfortunately. Antifa, bike lock to the back of yeah. Oh, I can't do that. That's illegal. Okay, Sophie. The SMC reset circuit could be nicer looking, but again, this thing wouldn't even be turning on if that wasn't doing what it's supposed to. Over here, you can see that the SMC itself appears to have no corrosion. We've got what looks like a sticky cum-like substance by the clock chip, but it's turning on, so that cum is likely actually keeping the machine working, so I'm not going to bother with that. If we keep focusing on... And now the only thing I think it could potentially be here is the DC-in cable, but the DC-in cable appears to be completely clean. It does have a liquid damage indicator on it, but that thing is totally useless to me. It means nothing. And this, again, right over here, looks totally fine. So I don't know. So what do we do to fix this MacBook? Alright, so we have corrosion by a MOSFET over here. Corrosion on this MOSFET, but that's not going to have anything to do with our lack of green light. Time for some advanced diagnostics here. We're going to turn on the Paul Daniels software. Pray that the Paul Daniels software works today. Is that typical? And we're going to plug this thing in and see if PP3V42 is making its way to the one-wire circuit on my board. Kevin! How can he help you? Kevin!
How can he help you? I've got a MacBook Pro Retina. Keyboard and trackpad don't work.
Okay, let's see what we got here. 3.4. 3.4. 3 volts. And 3 volts. So the DC-in board is doing its job. Interesting.
Yeah, when I called last week, they said if it was the little cable, it'd be like $40, but I've already replaced that. So I don't know, maybe I did it wrong, but
We could take a look at it.
PP Bus G3. Yeah. $40.
maybe you told me the wrong thing. I don't know. Who cares?
Did we charge 40?
Listen, I don't even think we give away cookies for $40.
Yeah.
By the way, if you'd like, we have
I
cookies.
probably misheard. What's that?
We have cookies if you'd like.
Oh, I appreciate that. I might take your Jolly Rancher, though.
You can take the Jolly Rancher and the cookie.
Well,
And now it's giving us a light in the charger after we scratched away those things. And now it's not.
You're fine with paying up to 100 plus tax. If it's
And now it is.
Alright, so we're just gonna make sure it is. Right?
Wow. Imagine that.
10 minutes we
This likely just needs an ultrasonic cleaning, and then it'll work and be happy again. What a strange MacBook. Wow. Strange MacBook. Let's leave a note for that. Can you turn that light down a little, Kevin? There's a little dial on it.
What's that?
Down? Down?
You watch
That's up, Kevin.
what's up.
I mean the other up.
That's fully down.
Hmm.
That's why I was. So I
Interesting.
was like, alright, I can't go in one direction. Clearly, it was already at max settings. So I was like, alright, let me go the other direction.
Just need another one over here.
People would get in the way.
Yeah.
If we get rid of the customers, then we can put another one over there.
There you go. I work in video conferencing, and sometimes people have lights going straight down, and they end up with raccoon eyes and
I already have
shadows
raccoon
over
eyes.
each
I was born with raccoon eyes.
other. Doesn't help.
Yeah.
Oh,
I always try to make sure they have light coming out of it at the right angle.
next MacBook.
When I take my pictures, it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with my face usually. That's what I did.
So those are plenty of light, right?
Exactly. And then,
Playing the drums again, I hear.
so I don't look ugly. That's the play. Oh, I know why they're doing that.
Why?
Because they just
Oh, because they got robbed.
Yeah.
The neighbors got robbed?
Yeah, and so did we, actually. You know, tip jar was stolen. But the neighbors, they broke into their basement and then took a iPad and a tip jar from them as well. So, yeah. Tough luck. What's it do?
The tip jar was an inside job, though.
Not me.
We call Sherlock Holmes.
Not me.
Am I safe on this side though?
No.
Anything goes around here. Anything goes.
The MacBook, yes, you know.
Okay. I flew in from Oklahoma City.
Oh,
It's a little
yeah.
different.
Very different. People are meaner. Everything's more expensive. It's dirty. All right, next MacBook. Let's see what's wrong with this A1707 that doesn't power on. We're going to open it up and try and figure out what's wrong with it.
They gave me a charger for a MacBook that's USB-C, and it doesn't have the cord. It just has the plug in for the wall, so the block goes
So the block, and that's it.
I
Maybe
assume
that-
this would probably fit it. My employer.
That's funny. That's funny that they gave you that, honestly. You sure it wasn't a joke?
No, it was new in package.
That's a joke, honestly.
It sucks not to have the cord.
Yeah, it's not used to.
But I'm guessing you might be selling these.
I don't think you are.
You're
I
not
don't know
selling
why
them.
those are there.
They're in a different case, but they're not for sale.
We have a lot of spiders in that case that are for sale.
Buy them for sale.
They're probably dead, though. Are there any spider webs in that case for sale, Kevin?
Most likely. I do believe so.
Is that Shaun the Sheep?
Yeah, that's your nice little logo. Cheap.
It's a happy little
reflective of
the honesty.
yeah. Yes.
You think?
So, these batteries are swollen.
They do look swollen. It's funny, when I did the software battery testing, it had like very low
Coconut batter?
usage or whatever. You know.
Well,
They're definitely swollen.
yes, they are. I don't know which program you used.
And then that
Or-
thing, you know,
I don't know if they like reset all the cycles on it or what, but this is definitely swollen. I would go ahead and replace this one
Yeah.
if I were you. If you want us to do it, it's $200 plus.
Okay.
Kitty, kitty,
Thinking
kitty,
about
kitty.
the, trackpad and-
If it needs the truck pack cable as well, then we can do it for you for another. If it needs battery and that, probably $50. Let me double check, right? We do it for $275 plus tax.
Move.
How long would it take?
This is not the one that's glued in, right?
What?
2015-1502, or is
What
it
is what not glued in?
battery?
Pull on it. Pull on it.
Okay, yeah. No, this is.
That is very glued in,
Yeah.
Kevin.
It's not moving at all.
Yeah.
Yes, it's gonna take
So-
2 business days actually.
Okay. Well, I'll be flying out tomorrow.
Okay,
I guess what I mainly want to find out is whether doing the cables, can I get the keyboard and the trackpad work?
so it might get it so that the well, it would be the cable, so it should be working. It's just with the battery swollen, the trackpad itself might not be working anymore. You might not be able to click down if it's swollen.
Yeah, gotcha. You know, thing is, when this happened about 2 years ago, I bought a replacement cable here to fix it, so that made me think maybe it's a main board. So I was gonna buy a main board on eBay, but I ended up buying a whole nother MacBook of the same model on eBay for less than the board cost, you know. It's like $500, and so I've been using the other one when I'm on the road, and this one I've just been leaving in the office, so I'm trying to find a solution that, you know, isn't too high, that might get it working, because I hate to put it in the landfill.
So
you
yeah,
know.
I mean we have a warranty on our trackpad cable, right? Shouldn't be any issues with it. We
Yeah.
get it, and someplace Apple gets it.
Right.
This is a happy little USB-C cable. And when I unplug the battery, it's going to tell me how many amps the board is taking without the battery plugged in. Just the board.
Yeah,
Just the board.
right.
So according to this USB-C amp meter, we're taking 5 volts at 200 milliamps. Now 5 volts at 200 milliamps is indicative of CD3215s that are not speaking to the charger. The CD3215 chips need to speak to the charger and say, "Hi, I'm a MacBook. I want 20 volts, not 5 volts. I am not a phone. I am a MacBook. I am not a GoPro. I am a MacBook. Give me 20 volts." So let's see, first of all, before anything else, if PP3v3_G3 is present on this MacBook, because that's a power rail, it's going to power our CD3215s. If you're kind of confused as to what I mean when I say CD3215s, let's open up a schematic and a board view for the 820-00281 MacBook board and go from there. So here we have
It is gonna
a
be
CD3215 chip. This is a chip that is going to speak to, whoops, okay, let's try that again. This is a CD3215 chip, and this is going to speak to the charger. Check it out. See, we have these little USB data lines between that chip and the charger. This is going to be responsible for USB 2, USB 3, Thunderbolt, DisplayPort for the screen, all sorts of different things. USB-C port controller. And this has to work. Now, This chip gets 3.3 volts on its V-in pin. See over here, V-in, voltage in, PP3V3 underscore G3 high. That rail has to be present in order for this chip to turn on. So the first thing I'm going to do is see if that power rail is present. It needs to be present in order for this to work. So we see that over there on the board. So now we're just going to do this, that, turn on Paul Daniels' execrable software, and have it display the multimeter on the screen. And see what we get. Do we get 3.3 volts? We get 2.4 volts. 2.4 volts is not 3.3 volts. Let's try and figure out why we're stuck at 2.4 volts and PP3V3 underscore G3 hot rather than the 3.3 volts that we need to get this chip to work. So we're going to take out a million little screws that are all going to be different types. We've got pentalobe screws, we've got T5 screws, we've got T screws, T3 screws, because Apple likes to torture people that open their machines. But that's okay. We're going to torture them by taking away their revenue by fixing one. So let's remove this screw, and that screw, and that screw,
What time are you flying out?
and
Going straight from the hotel to the
that
airport.
screw.
What time? Good, we don't have battery. We're actually out of stock, so we can't do the battery.
And which battery? A1582?
A1502,
Oh.
15, yeah. Yeah, so we'll just replace the track cable, alright? But you will have to get it fixed at sometime in the future.
That's why.
What's up?
I took the subway, and now I took another subway.
Oh. First time you used the subway?
Yeah, well, first time I used the subway in the United States. I used it in Berlin a bunch. It's so tricky.
It's different.
I was trying to find the L, it's like, there's no pathway, there's no stairway, it's like, I felt like I was gonna fall off the side, it's really slim for me. Going through there.
Transfer from which one? Here? Okay, never mind. I was thinking about the AC or E train. There's a certain stop where you transfer off the L, which I can understand how you could get lost of school.
I didn't get lost, I was just like, is that seriously the way? I have to, almost falling off?
It's crowded. Yeah.
Good places for dinner around here?
There's a lot of pretty good places around here. I'll see. Ross, I'm if I can help you. Yes, we do. Yep. Yeah, we can take a look at it, but our price varies depending on the difficulty and why it failed. Its heads to be replaced. You're looking at anywhere between 900 to 1,000. But if it's a firmware related issue, then you're looking at anywhere between 300 and 450. And if it's a relatively simple transfer, then you're looking at around 100 to 150. You hear any
Drinking it directly above an open MacBook. Indeed I do. I'm a professional. I don't spill stuff.
Yeah. Take a look at it then. Yeah, we can take a look at it. 1 second. The basement. No, atomic wing. Which means we should fix ours too. No. Sorry, what was your question? Anywhere between 900 and 1,000 if it's physical damage to the drive and extract the data.
Gay ice cream shop.
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that, sorry? Correct. Yes, yes, sir. I mean, we have our own, but we charge for those. Yeah. No problem. I missed that. One of the best shops around here.
I like ice cream, but it's not really getting legal.
Kitty cat. Blackberry.
I used to travel a lot. When I travel, I always try different ice cream shops.
There you go.
And
Never heard of it, but there you go.
yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah. It's good though.
So many things to unplug. Be very careful when you're pulling the board out. Should always be careful while pulling out.
I'm pretty used to pulling out, actually. I finesse the technique, as a matter of fact.
So that means you can fix this board?
That.
I worked for Seagate twice. We were a master solderer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I did bifilar soldering, which is soldering under the microscope on the little wires that go to the heads of the hard drives.
Oh, so let's do this.
Yeah. The wires are a quarter of the size of a hair.
That doesn't sound like fun.
It was in a clean room. We all wore bunny suits, you know, masks. And
Was that for data recovery or for?
no, it was a new build.
Oh, cool.
It was back in the early 90s.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
If you got to build stuff out of it.
It was just cold in there.
Okay, we have the board out.
It is a clean room, so I can only imagine there's like a giant fan on the top going.
But yeah, it blows straight down, you know, there's holes in the floor, and it just constantly blows.
I mean, he said it. I was just like,
I mean,
okay,
it
alright.
doesn't blow, I mean, it's okay, it's kind of fun.
There's a cop.
Yeah.
You'd clean your shoes and these things before you went in, and then you put booties over your feet. Wear a suit, a mask. Then they sent it all to Singapore.
All the Seagate stuff that you guys worked on?
Yeah, they sent all the new line to Singapore, and Singapore couldn't handle it. They sent it all back, and we all had to work like 12-hour shifts to make up for the time.
Holy crap.
Of course, now it's all made in China, Thailand, Vietnam, Singapore some, Korea.
Are you still working for the same company? Or
No, I went back and worked for them again about 3 or 4 years ago. But they had big layoffs, you know.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. They thought they were going to make a ton of money selling drives to Google and Amazon and Microsoft, and it turned out they,
A lot of failing drives, yeah.
yeah, they screwed the pooch.
All right, so
I imagine you probably had a lot of work.
Well, the second time I was there, I did work on drives. I did
all right, so this is going to be the circuit for PP3v3_G3 hot. So let's take a look and see what's going on over there. So when we plug in the USB-C charger, I want to see what I'm getting on input.
Coming from the right angle, so they would never kunais and stuff.
So nothing.
You can't hardly do that soldering anymore though, because once you get 40, your eyes start not being able to focus the same way. And mine did fine for a little after that, but about
5 volts in,
see close up very well.
4.5 out.
Might as well give out before them.
2.6 volts.
So if you need exercise or you don't need exercise?
2.4 volts.
Do you wear them out or do you need to keep them strong?
That's quite a voltage drop there. Do we have a short to ground on output? We don't. 11 kiloohms. That's fine. So why are you only producing 2.6 volts rather than 3.3? Let's see. Is your enable present properly? I imagine the enable has to be present. Enable is going to be on pin 10. And the enable is there. So this is not going to be your normal ISO 9239 breaking and causing the enable to not be there. Let's see if half a volt is the proper voltage drop from that diode, or if there should be less. One way to find out. Replace. Turn on the fume extractor so we don't inhale all that stuff that Jessa inhales. Jessa never has her fume extractor on. Bye-bye, diode. Suck up all the old solder into that happy little ball. Is that the Phantom of the Opera?
No, what's that?
Oh, never mind. No, fuck no. No, YouTube.com. No patience. It's on there crooked, but so is almost everything I put on here. Crooked. Crooked Lewis. .4 volts. Yes.
Okay, so in your case, it's actually kind of
The battery is going to explode when you take it out, Kevin.
Be careful with the battery if you don't have a replacement.
So, I mean, in your case, it's both the cable and the trackpad. Or that the only thing is that I didn't have time to do it.
Why didn't the cable fix the keyboard when it was
It should. That's the weird thing. Yeah. common. Always the case. But sometimes it's cracked that too with the cable. Yeah. Your cable, the original one, probably not. Not common.
This is the replacement cable.
Oh, the replacement cable of the battery.
Yeah.
Something about this cable. I don't know if it's just bad manufacturing or something, but
I think they messed it up.
yeah.
It's like the hard drive cable in the 2012.
Yeah, it's insane. They can't get a simple cable right. Can't get, how does it, wires on that?
It really needs to know the battery, it really needs to know the tracking of it.
Yeah, when you're looking for it. So you can always bring it back.
I'll be back in 3 months. So
Yeah.
I already have a replacement for one of my handsets. So we're on another cable, it's just
No, that's yeah.
The trackpad does the conversion from the keyboard to a USB signal. So the keyboard goes to the motherboard, but then it goes to the trackpad to be converted to USB, then back to the computer.
I saw your video and I tried to load Linux,
Yeah, there was one that we worked on where it would only work in Linux but not in OS 10 because OS 10 doesn't have USB drivers, only SPI ones, but Linux does.
That was a fun one.
That's sad.
I saw you guys on Reddit. It didn't work.
Alright, let me have them close it back up. And yeah, go ahead. You're leaving Adam.
Kevin, protect the tip jar. Kevin, are you protecting the tip jar? Kevin, no tip. I heard tip jar, and I heard steel.
No. Jeff also has one like color.
Doesn't have no defects besides the cable and the battery.
I'm surprised about the battery because
It's age related. Yeah, 4 years. And I think common. I mean, most batteries go out.
Yeah, it takes a few bad apples.
They just start to swell up. Basically, Apple actually has one or they had, I should say, one of the best batteries in the business. Compared to like PCs and whatnot, yeah, their batteries are much better. But yeah, that's going
Better
down.
for longevity.
Yep. I mean, like Nova's battery. He used to take his from his house to here, and the battery would be dead. I think dead at like 10, 15.
45.
I mean, given he was editing video, but still.
You know what the outage is? You gotta negotiate the 300 for that plus the shipping and throwing the already open cable over there in the box.
It's talking about the cable over there as well.
That was not open.
Do you want it?
I mean, yeah, I could really use it because it gave me a power supply, but they didn't give me a ticket. Yeah, thank you very much. Bring me the invoice and let me take it.
Beautiful. Can you create a ticket for him? You pay when it's done. So I'll
Still 200 milliamps.
Just pay and then we'll ship it back. Nice to meet you guys. Love you guys. I think it's a quick question.
Yeah, I it's the first time I just go back in my store. Put my own but it says, no, it's right there on the sides.
We don't do that because we don't have time. We have a lot of
They don't say that?
Yeah,
It's right there.
But it's, yeah, I mean, definitely, I think you said
D&Q you recommend.
D&Q is one. I'm not sure if they would do that because they don't have a price point to charge you, but maybe you'd have to ask them. Aside from that, you might want to take it a step further and perhaps try neural or why not? Right? so you can put those components in.
CD3215s look nice.
Yeah, no contaminants. That might be a better project. Oh yeah, that came from the trash, man.
Yeah, we're not allowed to for it.
Thank you.
Also, if you bring in some strips located.
He said you used to work on Seagates?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I
What'd you
worked
do?
at Seagate
At
for 3
Seagate?
years in 91, 92, 93.
Oh, so
I did bifilar soldering and
Yeah.
microscope. I got my master solderers. I also worked on the PCBs.
Yeah. So you were mainly just doing circuitry?
Yeah. Well, I mean circuitry, but also in the clean room. I was.
Love your videos to help me learn and relax at the same time.
I learned
Here's
every step on the
Yeah.
whole line.
a few bucks to make up for the ad block. Hope you get a burrito and some sleep. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
No, but I'm sure you can see like some really old.
What's this?
Yeah, they had some.
Is this a solder blob there?
Like, recovery
No, that's supposed to be. That's all one pad.
in a different building that I worked at.
Damn
I
it.
was over there sometimes. And they're like ginormous. From the government.
What happens if I just get rid of the diode out of curiosity?
Repair it, you know. Nothing to repair. It's destroyed.
Anyway, yeah, have a safe trip, and
Thank you.
we'll stay in touch. Kevin will stay in touch.
Kevin will put you on hold. Let's see what happens if I bypass the diode, just for lulz. Just for lulz. Okay, we're gonna end the resistor. It's being used as a fuse. No fuse here. This is gonna be just. Okay, so now we plug it in, and explosion. And hey, how can Mikey help? 2.3. Hiss. Come on. What else? Also. Excuse me.
Yeah, because it works fine if you use headphones, but
Okay, is the supply pin shorted to ground or something? Can somebody get rid of Victor? Okay. Yeah, 31 kilo ohms to ground. That's not a problem.
So, you don't pay right now, you only pay when you pick up or when we're about to ship it out.
What happens if I remove the resistor from the system? I'm kind of curious if it's the system load that's doing this or this. One way to find out. We're going to lift R6923 up and see if the load is what's making this happen. They do, Brian. We get something. Sure, we get like a fraction of a cent of a cent of a cent. Something like that. I'm not sure what it is, but it's something. Alright, let's see if pp3v3 underscore g3 hot is created now. My soul did not escape when I sneezed. My soul escaped when I started fixing Apple products. Alright, so you do make 3.4 volts when you're not attached to the system. So this has nothing to do with this stuff over here. But you do not create 3.3 volts. Good night, Olga. Good night, Tagir. I'm really happy to hear you quit smoking.
Yes, but you have to place the order online. Join the local pickup that's available. Otherwise, you have to place it online.
Local pickup.
If you want to pick up in the store, yes. And
Is this your store?
yes, and there's free shipping if your order is over $30 within the United States.
What if I were to give you money right now and take a flux inside of it?
Just give him a flux. He's getting something fixed. Mikey, take it out of inventory, though. You have to take...
I have like 30 unmarked flux.
Oh. Okay, in that case, we don't even have to... Yeah, just give him a flux. Yeah. He's getting something fixed. Thank you. No, it's an inventory thing. I have no way to make that deducted without manually unless I check them out online. And I was planning to make it so that syncs to the swiping system. It's just since like one person shows up every 30 days to do that, I just haven't made it a priority. At least until all that stuff is empty.
I'm like the weird person.
Yeah. No, people should be able to actually buy stuff at a store. It's something I'm working on. It's been like 7 years, so I figure we should eventually catch up.
Probably not a huge priority. Cool.
Good, yeah.
It's the best.
Build store.rocketbook.com.
Don't delay, buy today.
I'm good to this.
Okay. Just give. Alright. Okay. Still 2.4. Kevin, why is pp3v3 underscore g3 hot 2.4 volts when there's a load? What did you do? It's not the diode, it's not the incoming resistor because he bypassed that entire thing. There's no short circuit to ground. What did you do? Kevin! I have 2.4 volts on pp3v3 underscore g3 hot. I used a wire to bypass the incoming diode and the incoming resistor. And it makes 3.3 volts if I take the resistor off, but it makes 2.3 volts if I don't take the resistor off. And it's not the diode and it's not the incoming resistor. And there's no short. No, Kevin is going to figure it out. See you later, Paul. Have a good day. Thanks for everything. But 10 kiloohms, that's not a short, is it? 10 kiloohms? 10 kiloohms? It's an active short or something. It's interesting. One of my USB-C ports is actually burned. Ooh, this is interesting. I didn't notice. See? Oh, Jesus. Look at that.
Oh, yeah, get that
Do you think the CD3215 that's attached to is broken?
Probably.
All right, let's see what CD3215 is attached to that. Everybody say bye, Paul. Bye, Paul. Can you send me another picture of the smiling froggy? Like the one where he has the big smile on his face? I love that picture.
I'm gonna find it,
Yeah, that was so cute. Hey. Okay, so what I'm guessing is I have an active short. An active short is when one of the chips is not working, but it only creates a short circuit when the chip is on, not when the chip is off. So when the chip does not have power applied, we see 10 kiloohms. When the chip does have power applied, it's most likely pulling it down. The thing is, I'm not able to use a multimeter to check if there's a short while there is already current and everything moving through the circuit. So I can only guess that it's there. Like stereophiles, saying that there's differences and discrepancies between different amplifiers. They can't tell it in an ABX test. They can't hear it, but they sense that it's there. And that's why that amp is worth $20,000. Oh, stereophile. The lulz. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug that nasty charge port and see if that's causing our woes. Can't believe I didn't see that. That's such a noob move of me. That's so nubbery. Such nubbery. And then I'm going to see which CD3215 that port is associated with that is nasty. Maybe I'll just replace them both. So we get 5 volts, 200 milliamp usage, and still nothing. Okay. Now, this port that's burned, what port does that go to? I have to figure that out. It may be actually quicker to just replace 2 chips at the same time. Borhan, you bought an iPhone 10 for full retail. You bought an iPhone 10 for a full $1,000. You shame me. You shame me, Orhan. Why would you do such a thing?
At their store.
Okay. I have no idea how to tell which port is which. So I'm just going to replace both CD3215s and hope that this actually works, because if it didn't, I just wasted a bunch of expensive chips. Okay, so it's going to be one of them on this side. We'll see. Let's take a closer look at the chips on this side of the board. Remember, all of our CD3215s have to work in order to get 20 volts, even if we're not plugging into the one that's for the port that's broken. So these are our CD3215 chips. BBL? BBL. I have a kitty cat. My kitty cat's name is Blackberry. She's adorable. She's my kitty. She goes pew pew. Shit. See you, Orhan. Enjoy your iPhone. I almost forgot to plug my bike in, actually. Let's call them.
Boys,
Let's run a.
train?
Have you called the boys?
To run a train?
Yes.
Good night.
Would they be available for the train if you called them? I have that Project Pat song is never leaving my head. It's so catchy. Let's call them and let's run it. Damn it. Can't get that song out of my head. Can't get you out of my head. Oh, good. No, not that one. That song's got to go. Okay. E-bike is charging. My charger for the e-bike sounds like a lawnmower. Do you hear it?
Yeah.
That actually sounds really bad.
Make sure you keep an eye on it. Stop.
Uh-oh.
There's a red light. There you go. Now it's green. Wait, no. Alright, Grandpa. Stop Stop beating the TV to make it work, man.
That charger is really unhappy. I'm sure it'll be fine. The battery's in your room, not my room.
Be just fine.
Yeah, the battery's in your space, not my space.
Hey!
If it blows up, it's you who's gonna be killed. You trust my AliExpress charger, don't you? Question mark folder. Kevin gave that data recovery lady a question mark folder. It's like she already has one question mark folder. You don't need two. I made it Apple-like. All right, let's replace these two chips. Two chips, one nozzle. Two chips, one nozzle. Two chips, one nozzle. Two chips, one nozzle. Surface tension, Russ. Surface tension. Stapler? Staple his nuts to a sack of paper. My BBL goes BBL.
They need to be a little bit mobile. That's the thing.
My BBL goes BBL. 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 That chip just said BBL. That chip again said BBL. I really should switch to the 12mm nozzle rather than being a lazy bum. Okay. That was the worst soldering job I've ever done. That was the worst. Like one of the effing worst. I really should be using 12mm nozzle to try to do 2 chips at the same time. See, with the small nozzle, you can do 1 chip at a time, and it's easy. But if you want to do 2 chips at the same time, you need a big nozzle. And one of the problems is I barely even have a big enough nozzle to do 1 chip at the same time. And I'm trying to do 2 chips at the same time. None of these chips want on my nozzle, even if it's just 1 nozzle. Even if it's just like my... But chips don't have any... They don't have any love for my small nozzle. At least that's what I'm told. At least that's what I've told. Oh, to be a lonely single man. Alright, so let's see if we have any change. Probably not, since that chip on the right is most likely soldered like garbage. I should actually check that before I plug anything into this. Okay. Get the excess flux out of the way. I think I see happy balls, but I can't really tell. See you later. Rapid cool technology. We're getting different amperage usage now. Alas, the same thing. I'm going to take a guess that that CD3215 that I soldered on there is soldered on improperly, seeing as I had it over by 1 and then just knocked it over. That's not how you're supposed to solder. Yeah, that was a shit solder job. You can tell right there. That was garbage. That was shameful. Alright, so let's fix the garbage solder job I did. Shameful, disgusting practice of complete disrespect. Preheat. Okay, I just saw you move. Now we go closer. And around the chip. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bam. Now we wait for you to rapid cool. 5, 4. Okay, so the chip should be dry now. Now we rapid cool you. Using rapid cool technology. And let's see how the rapid cool technology works. Now we're getting 20 volts. Oh, 1.3 amps, 20 volts. Good to go. So we fixed it. We fixed the board. We fixed it. And it also needs a new charge port now. So all this time was just that little bit of burn mark. If I had just looked at that burn mark and just replaced the chip using the proper nozzle rather than being an idiot, this would have been fixed 40 minutes ago. But I'm dumb. So I wasted time, I wasted parts, and I wasted sanity. I'm pretty stupid now, aren't I? So that being said, I'm done for today, and as always, I hope you learned how not to fix things like an idiot like me.